JB, baby.
It's a beautiful day here in Utah. Another episode of JAIDEN'S Basement. Welcome the crew. Say what up.
What
Hello,
up?
everyone.
Yeah, we're excited. Last episode was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time.
We kept it kind of short, but this week we're going to get to all of it.
All the tea.
All the tea we're going to get to. So, right off the top, I woke up with 3 pimples on my face this morning. One on my nose, one in between my eyes, and one on my eyelid.
I can see that one on your eyelid.
I know. And so I don't know what happened last night. Oh, you know what I wonder? I bet it is. I had an allergic reaction yesterday.
You?
I don't know, whatever we ate at lunch. So I wonder if that caused me to maybe
Maybe they're not.
break out. I don't know. Yeah,
Like a
maybe.
milk reaction, like a dairy.
That's what it seemed like. It seemed like I was having like a dairy reaction, but we didn't have anything
Dairy.
really outside of the normal. But anyways, so yeah, I woke up. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This would happen on the day we're filming this. But nonetheless, right off the top, let's jump into just some show notes. Subscribe to the channel. The data pretty much says that 35% of the people that watched the last episode were not subscribed. So if you're watching this right now,
Subscribe.
guys,
turn
please.
your phone.
Subscribe. Please subscribe.
Please.
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 Subscribe. Subscribe. Subscribe.
And then these will be released weekly at the end of each week. So I think it would be fun to do a little bit more of introducing you guys as the crew. Are you down?
Let's do it.
Lego.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, which fictional character would you not want to meet?
Demogorgon.
What is that?
That's facts, actually.
From Stranger Things?
Oh,
I ain't want to cross paths with a Demogorgon.
Demogorgon. That's a good one. I definitely don't want to meet that one. What else?
Yeah, I mean, you'd be dead.
What
That's
other
what a
fictional
Demogorgon
character?
That's good.
That was
What other
pretty-
fictional
Demogorgon sounds
character?
like-
What about you guys?
I didn't prepare.
Just
you
think-
guys go.
Harry, you know more mythical characters than anyone at this
Yeah, but
table.
I'm trying to think of one that you guys know, so it's relevant.
I used a D&D character.
Oh, that's true.
So this is
Well, I guess technically, but it's more mainstream because of.
It's not meta.
I guess.
Taylor had to explain to me what meta was.
I did.
Let's think.
Okay, I've got mine. I don't know if you guys will know, but actually Kaladin from the Way of Kings.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we'd get along. Like, he is an amazing character and one of my favorite characters in fiction, but I would hate him in real life, and we would really butt heads.
I love Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah, tell us about what is that? The
Oh
show.
my gosh, it's a book. Brandon
Oh.
Sanderson. It's like
Huge.
a chonkerino of a book. I think he's writing 10. He's on book something right now. I don't remember, but it's really good fantasy, epic fantasy, cool magic systems.
He's a crazy guy.
Yeah.
And it's a series.
Well, yeah.
books, not a TV.
Yeah.
I wish I read more.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
really
put that
good.
on your list as something to read.
But you should, if you want an introduction to Sanderson, you need to read Mistborn.
Born.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a
You guys gonna
trio.
write me a list.
It's
I've heard of those ones.
Yeah,
I
he
was
lives-
actually gonna buy them.
he lives here in America. Well, he lives in American Fork.
You said
Oh.
Mistborn, right? With the
Mistborn,
two-
yeah. He's written and what else? Like, he's got a bunch of
Elongatus.
series.
He's really highly rated.
But the Way of Kings is like
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the-
no, I have.
That's
Really?
like,
it's a chonker.
I
That's his
ended up
creme de la
picking a
creme.
different series because I was like googling which trio of books I should get, and those came up, but they didn't have book 1 at Barnes and Noble,
Mm.
so I went with a different.
Must be popular.
retry.
Yeah, I guess so. I
Yeah.
do need to retry
They're
it for sure. I
fantastic.
ended up picking some like samurai-based book that I haven't quite finished yet, but I need to read those for sure.
Can I give my answer? I know we're introducing the crew, but I just thought of a fictional character that,
That you do not want to cross paths with.
Do you remember that purple dog on Nickelodeon?
Oh my god.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Literally anything that's on that show,
That wasn't-
especially his owners with their like
That
Their
house.
eyes. Do you remember their eyes?
Yes.
I don't think they had pupils or
horrifying.
anything. Yeah. Like as a kid, I remember that show used to scare the crap out of me. Because I'd be watching like Rugrats or like something, and then that show would come on. I remember I'd like go so fast trying to turn it off because it was so scary.
That actually reminds me of. So I was watching an anime last night. I was watching Full Metal Alchemist, which I texted you guys about. And this guy's messed up, man. And like he uses his alchemy, they call it, and he combines his daughter with his dog, trying to get like a talking. I forget what the creature's called.
Anime's too much, man.
And it's why, like, the way that dog looks, and it doesn't have pupils or anything. Like, I literally was sitting there, like, it creeped me out. So I'm going to say that for now, just because it's relevant. But, like, pretty much every big bad in any anime that I've seen, like, and D&D, I'd ever want to meet.
What about you, Maggie?
Too many answers.
Probably. We were talking about. That is terrifying.
Sorry, I just looked up the thing.
She just pulled it up on the screen. It's freaky as F.
I don't like
Yeah.
that.
What about Travis Tanner from Suits?
Yeah.
Freaking Harvey. Harvey. Oh my word. I would hate Harvey.
I would
Is
love
that
to
from
meet
Suits?
Harvey.
I love Harvey.
Yeah.
I
No.
would like to meet Harvey. I feel like
Yeah, I
he'd actually
like
be
Harvey.
quite a
I'd
gentle
like to have
spirit.
a nice scotch with Harvey.
Yeah, he'd be a fun
I've only
night out.
seen
for
episode
sure.
1, so maybe he gets better, but he is.
Nah, he doesn't. He's
douche.
kind of a dick. But
Yeah. I would probably say Wario. Wario?
Yes.
What?
Let's-
good
hey,
one.
I
can you-
hate Wario.
Jaden, pull up
Am
Wario.
I saying his
pull
name
up
wrong?
Wario.
Wario?
Wario, yeah.
And
the worst.
Luigi. Or no, I like Luigi, sorry. Waluigi. What's his name?
Waluigi's the skinny one.
Yes, I don't like those. I would rather meet
Look, Wario-
Bowser than this guy.
What do you mean? Wario looks like a nice guy.
No,
No.
I will never pick him if I'm playing Mario Kart. I will
Yeah,
never
I don't like him either.
be Wario.
He's
I
the
It's a
hate
fun
Wario.
Game Boy
And if he's
game
like-
specifically about Wario, and it's actually pretty fun.
Really?
I was gonna say this guy, or we were just talking about Chicken Run. Remember the other
Oh,
day we were
yeah.
talking about Chicken Run? The witch lady in there that's like cooking, or guy.
Yes.
Like, I can't remember if it's a girl or boy, but like cooking the chicken pot, like pies. She's so scary.
Yeah, no, that's actually
Yes.
right.
I don't
That's a good one,
remember
Meg.
that.
Traumatizing
Those
as a
two
child.
are my. Yes. Is that
Jaden, if you want to search
I don't know, but-
Full Metal
Tweety?
Alchemist
Miss
and
Tweety.
then Nina Tucker,
I'm scared.
just to show the people,
Give the people what they want.
Nina?
Nina Tucker, yeah, and it will show you like a picture of her and the dog before,
Okay.
if you and then
Yeah, I don't know if you want to switch, Taylor, to my screen.
so that top left one is the hybrid thingy, but you can see the girl and the dog.
Oh,
viewed to the right
wow.
is them before,
Sheesh.
and it talks with like a child, a girl, like a little girl's voice,
Oh,
and
my
it's like
gosh.
asking for her dad and stuff, and it's like
No, no, no.
it doesn't do anything bad, but it's like the creepiest creature.
I don't know how you guys watch anime. It is.
You guys,
Pretty dark.
It's,
I don't watch anime.
I feel like it's kind of just me and Emma here and there. But
I mean,
It
that's
is
cool.
like I
That's
I
cool.
tried
I'm
watching
just saying.
Attack on Titan, and it was good, but man, you feel
to be
weird.
fair, I wouldn't want to see a Titan in real life either.
Yeah.
Being real, like imagine that would be wild. But
Ooh, I
anyway.
wouldn't want to.
Man, y'all all went with
Yeah,
like,
let's hear Lindsay's.
What's that blonde prince king's name from Game of Thrones, the son of the
Joffrey?
queen?
Oh
Joffrey.
my gosh.
I don't think anyone drove me more crazy in a series than him.
Yeah, he's a little shit.
Lindsay would literally all the time be like,
I hate
I
him
hate
so
him.
much.
Great acting though,
Yes.
you know.
Didn't he
Yeah.
have? I think that actor like had serious problems because people like
Hated him.
couldn't
Associated with
associate
him?
with not with the character, so
That's
people were like
sad.
mean.
Yeah,
to
I would
him.
believe
Really?
that. He hasn't
Yeah.
acted really since.
no, that's
I think
true.
That's why.
You're so polarizing that even Hollywood.
He's in Batman Begins.
He is?
Yeah,
What?
Batman saves him. You know when they Raj Al Ghul floods the town with bad air.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a little boy that Batman
No
saves.
way.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Cake.
Underrated movie, by the way. The Dark Knight gets talked about a lot. Batman Begins is really good.
Yeah, I love Batman Begins. Okay, let's do one more question. Is that all right? So we're heading into October, so why don't we do kind of a spooky Halloween question to keep the spookiness going?
You guys love Halloween, huh?
What is the scariest movie you've ever seen?
I don't like scary movies.
So, have you seen one?
I think I've seen like 2 in my life, so I'm gonna just skip this question.
I can't really think of the scariest, but my favorite is Trick or Treat.
That's a movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
I've
couldn't
never.
even finish that.
What do you
couldn't
mean?
even finish that one, I thought, because it was so gory.
No, Trick or Treat was good. I love that movie.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
Meg.
that was good. I remember watching Jeepers Creepers when I was little.
Oh,
and
wow.
It is so scary.
That
I don't
one
know if it
is
would be the
terrifying.
scariest one now, but like, as soon as you ask that, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is watching Jeepers Creepers in my friend's basement.
Okay, Emma.
I can't do scary movies.
Oh, there you go. You
Yeah,
and Harry.
So probably like A Quiet Place is probably the scariest.
Is that
That's
with
not, like, a
Jim?
horror.
Yeah.
Jim Halpert.
Jim Halpert?
It's when Jim Halpert saves the world.
That one's good.
Before he started
wanna
working
watch
at the
that.
paper
But
company.
yeah, like horror, I can't.
Didn't they do a prequel or a sequel?
A sequel and a prequel is coming out next year.
Okay, that's
Oh, I didn't know that.
Awesome.
Mhm.
I
What
actually
about
like
you?
those ones.
Yeah,
Because
they
they're
were
a bit
little
more
different.
thrillery than
Yeah.
horror-y.
Mhm.
So I don't mind a thriller.
Yeah.
What's
But
the
Horrors, I don't know, I just can't do.
The anime stuff doesn't feel horror-y to you?
No.
What's the really scary one that Ari Aster made that came out a few years ago?
I don't know who that is.
He's a director.
Oh, I don't know.
He has 2 really scary movies. One of them is the one that's like in Sweden with Florence Pugh.
Midsummer.
Yeah, but he made another one.
The one before that was
Yeah.
called...
It's really scary.
Hereditary?
Hereditary.
That one's scary.
That's
I was
like
afraid.
the scariest movie. And Bo is Afraid. He just made that one too. He's got 3 movies, and they're
Wow.
all freaking weird and scary.
Midsummer's messed up, but I actually enjoyed that one a lot. Again, it was a bit more thrillery. than
Hereditary
horror-y.
is very scary. That's probably the scariest movie I've ever seen.
Every time I do the Heatless Curls, is that what you call me? The Midsummer characters?
Yes.
His style of like the way he produces his movies is like just makes them scary though, isn't it? He's so good. I
Yeah.
feel like.
I'll have to check that out. I've been wanting to
Uh,
see Mid.
And you love Florence Pugh anyway. Surprised you
Yeah.
haven't seen that one.
And she's in that?
She's
She's the
in
lead in
yeah, in
Midsommar.
She's the
Midsummer.
lead?
in Midsummer.
No
Yeah.
way.
Bro, it's a
Yeah.
weird movie.
Yeah, we should watch that
it's,
one.
It's like a weird.
We haven't watched a scary movie in like,
I don't like scary movies. I used to, but
yeah, same.
maybe because I watched like the PG-13 ones. You know, they're not really that scary, and so I'm like, oh yeah, I love scary movies.
All the old like 80s scary movies are awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
Jeepers
if
Creepers
you
is old.
if you view them
You like the
through-
Thrasher?
Yeah, like if you view them through the lens of like the 80s, then they're awesome. You
Yeah.
can't compare them to today's movies.
Totally. I actually have a funny story. When we were dating, do you
That
remember
was probably the
this?
scariest movie I've seen. I don't even remember what it's called. but
I don't
hated it.
either. But we were dating, and I was like, let's watch a scary movie. So we turned on the movie, and I fell asleep, and I wake up to
Falls asleep during a scary movie. Who does that?
me.
Abandoning you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I wake up and Lindsay's just snuggling,
His
we
roommate's
had a
his
boxer, the
boxer.
dog,
It was his roommate's dog.
just snuggling him. And she's like, I'm so scared. So we I think we just
Well, I'm
turned it
glad he
off.
was there.
What movie was it?
It was the one where like the guy
I
like
know, it's-
controls the kids to like kill their families.
Sinister.
Oh,
Sinister.
that movie is
It was
horrifying.
horrible.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that movie.
I have not
And they
watched a
put
scary
the
movie
rats,
since.
They put the rats on the guy's
And the
chest,
lawnmower.
and the-
Lawnmower.
and the rats eat.
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't watched a
Yeah.
scary
That
movie
sounds
since.
familiar, but I don't
Traumatized
know.
Yeah, I think that's the last scary movie we've watched. It was
I
when we were
forgot
dating.
about that movie. It is so scary.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'm excited for Halloween. I don't know about you guys.
I love
That is
Halloween.
like,
We
just
love
can't get
Halloween.
it.
that is my holiday. You can't get into it, Harry?
It's like it's crazy how there's been like Halloween decorations in Walmart for like a month now.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they do it so that they can clear it out for Christmas.
Mm.
I've
Yeah,
already seen
totally.
Christmas at like Hobby Lobby, or there's
Yeah.
some in Walmart.
But like I was driving here today, and like people here have like 10 feet tall skeletons like standing in their yard, and someone down your street has like 2 skeletons like hanging on their porch swing, and it's like I don't.
It
That's
is
awesome.
weird,
I
huh?
literally like
Do they
people didn't
you
even.
celebrate Halloween in
I
England?
mean, you celebrate it, but like I don't remember anyone ever like decorating their house like that. Do you know what I mean? Maybe
Really?
a couple of people, but
You
it's
didn't get a
massive
spooky
here.
basket on Halloween?
What's a spooky basket?
Yeah, what is a spooky?
Yeah, what is a spooky basket?
Taylor, let me tell you. Just kidding. No, like, I don't know. I think that's a recent trend, but like a spooky basket is you just go get a basket full of, I don't know. It's like a little gift, like a little Easter basket, like of like Halloween candy.
Spooky
and,
shit.
Oh, Jane got one
like,
of those from a friend.
chapstick
but-
and
Oh, like the
like a little,
TikTok you
like,
sent me.
Yeah, like a little
Ah.
gift.
Oh, that's
I've
cute.
never had one, no.
That is cute.
But like literally, I think I only have one memory of trick or treating back in England. Like
Really?
maybe a few more when I was younger and I don't remember it. But like here is crazy. And like when I was in college, like the parties are awesome. To be fair, so I like that part of it. But I
You're
just
just all dressed up.
otherwise
Halloween
it's
parties.
crazy.
So drunk.
Like it's
Yeah.
literally one night, but everyone preps for it for so
Yeah,
long.
Halloween
and
parties in
I don't
college
get
were
it.
freaking awesome.
Yeah, yeah. They're
And we're lucky enough. We're gonna go to Disneyland and do the Oogie Boogie Bash. So
It's our third year, I think. It's become a new tradition.
yeah, and I love it. Like if you guys haven't done that, you should do it next year,
I
If
wanna
we get
go
more
so bad.
subscribers, then we can afford it.
and we can all go
So,
as a
like
crew.
and subscribe
Podcast.
so that YouTube will pay us and we can all go to Disneyland.
Yeah, the Oogie Boogie Bash is cool because if you don't have a ticket to that event, they kick you out of the park. So it's in California Adventure. They shut it down only for those that purchase this ticket. So there's literally no lines. But the coolest part is if you have kids,
It's so fun.
it is so fun because it's like trick or treating, but at Disneyland.
They give you so much candy, they'll just give you a whole handful, and you go to all the villains.
All
like,
the
there's
villains hand out the
around.
candy.
And
So
everyone
That's
dresses
awesome.
up. We never used to dress up, but now we like go all out
Yep.
for our
Didn't you
costumes.
do Star Wars last?
Star Wars.
Star Wars last
Yes.
year.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
What do you do
That
I
was
love
this
awesome.
Star Wars.
This year we're doing Cars, so Fletcher's gonna be Lightning McQueen, and we're gonna be his pit crew.
Aw.
That's dope.
Wicked.
I
Have you
love
got-
that.
Cute. I forgot we're doing that.
Have you got? I remember you. Have you already got your costumes?
No, not yet. So I'm gonna order some jumpsuits, and then I bought some like iron-on patches for like Lightning McQueen, like the
Oh,
number
nice.
95 and stuff.
Cute.
Have you guys decided on your characters yet?
It's a secret.
Oh.
It's going to be a big reveal.
Wow.
I bet I know.
What is your best costume that you, or your favorite costume that you've done? I mean, you guys probably have a lot to choose from. but-
Mine was I was Hopper. It was a great
Oh,
Hopper.
you'd make a good hopper.
It was
You kinda
it was
resemble
an
him.
excellent
That's
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
it was an excellent Hopper.
Tell them your best
Sick.
one.
Oh, I was Mario last year.
No, you had a better one.
What?
He was Wario. Just kidding.
Oh my hell.
I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
Your hangover one
Oh yeah, I was Alan.
is so.
I was Alan
You
from
were?
Hangover, yeah.
That's
That's a
awesome.
good one too.
Yeah, those are
Holding the
I had
baby
3
and everything.
bangers right
yeah,
in a row.
you did.
Okay, awesome. So let's move on to one of my favorite segments, which is Know It All.
Hey, it's
Uh,
know-it-all.
We're gonna think of a jingle for each of these sections.
Are you a know-it-all? Da-na-na-na.
Taylor's got it.
Taylor's already got it.
Are you a know-it-all? Da-na-na-na.
Da-da-da-da.
You have to have the era at the end.
Your break, your break, eat your break.
So this is where the crew brings us things that happened in the past week, and we give our advice. So last week's debate, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was from you, Meg.
Converse.
TV. Oh.
What was
Yeah.
it?
Couple.
Converse versus
Oh yeah, that one was probably the easiest.
And then we had
True,
third
'cause I was
TV,
finally
watching a
right.
TV show.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Harry said that
Mhm.
Jane watched a show without him, which is fine.
We'll see how it goes tonight because the new episode's out today. So if I get home, I'm going to be home late today. I wonder if she's. Why don't we
Oh.
place our bets actually? Hands up if you think Jane's watching it without me.
I don't want to speak ill of Jane on the podcast.
If I was Jane, I'd probably watch it without Harry. So I'm gonna vote that she's gonna watch it.
Okay, we'll see. I'll let you guys know. I'll tune in next week to find out, I guess.
Anything juicy this week, Emma? You're about to get married. I know there's got
I
to
was thinking
be.
the same thing.
There's no way
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going smooth.
Definitely.
What's going on?
Well, our first big fight was about florals, actually.
Let's
That was a good
go.
It's crazy. Like, things that you don't think matter suddenly just matter a lot, and then like 2 days later, you're like, whoa. Like, sorry. I actually do have one today though. This
Okay.
morning, Andy and I were talking. I drove him to work this morning, and he pointed out rightfully that I get really defensive about some, like, there's some things I'm really passionate about. For example, like feminism. Okay. And when something comes up that's like, I don't know, that like pokes that bear, I get very, very defensive, and then I start treating him like he's the enemy, where he's not the enemy or the problem. The problem is the problem, and he's like, can you maybe work on that? And I'm like, yes, you're so right. But I would love, I don't know, how do you do that? Like, things that you're so passionate about, and it's like, how do I separate that? How do I not become defensive about that and let it, like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
It's a really good one, Emma.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Really
do that
good
too
one.
with
Oh, I
you.
do that.
Even just like
Lindsie does. I was about to
And
say.
Jane's like, "What? Why are you yelling at me?" I'm like, "I'm just mad at the world, okay?"
and it's like you're right there, so I can just
I
like
know,
Yeah,
and
and
it's like, but it's like your favorite person, so it's
right.
like,
But I
shouldn't be
almost feel
doing
like
this
that's
to you.
why you do it, is because you know that they'll still love you, and so you're just like trying to
That's true.
vent, and so you know that they can take it, so you're just like yelling at them, like wishing it was the world, and then they'll kind of be like, "Okay, well, you got it out now. Continue with our life."
And he's like, suddenly you're like, I'm like, oh, we're fighting now. Like, I guess we're fighting. Okay. But I'm not mad at him. I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the frustration
Yeah.
gets put on whoever is near you at the time, right?
Right, which isn't fair, but
Because even like, I don't even know if I want to go here.
let's hear it.
Where are we headed, man?
Let's hear it.
But your focus at the time is not to be, worried about not being mad at him. Like at this time of like anger and frustration, you're not like consciously thinking like, but it's not his fault. Like how do you navigate
Right.
to that point of being like, it's not his fault?
Seriously,
But
and
that's
how
not
do,
your
like,
focus. So
How do I like lower that response and like remember that he's not my enemy, that like he's on my side when we have different views about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think it's just like things like that for me where I find myself doing it over and over. It's just a habit, right? And I feel like you just have to break that habit by consciously realizing it and being like, oh, I'm doing that again. You know what I mean? Because I used to do that with Lindsie really bad when she'd like want to leave the house. And I was still like, because I just hate being alone, and it would frustrate the crap out of me just her leaving, right? Which sounds crazy, but I don't like being alone. I like being with Lindsie, and so, but consciously, and I even talked about this with my therapist. I was like, I have this issue where I get like instantly frustrated when Lindsay's like, "Hey, I'm gonna run and grab something from Walmart," because I'm like, "No, just deliver it or something," and I want to like try to prevent it. But now I realize that I'm doing that, and it's so much easier to be like, I don't need to get frustrated. Lindsie needs to live her life as well. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And that's even what the therapist said, is just now that you're recognizing it, like it's so much easier to correct course, right? So, okay, that was an awesome one. Thanks, Emma. That's great. So, report back.
Time to report back.
Whoa.
Harry, let's hear your version.
Come on.
Nah,
man.
he says.
It's okay, the moment's gone.
Okay, so every week we're going to try something so you don't have to. So last week, Emma, we challenged her to try the new Chick-fil-A chicken pimento sandwich.
Well said.
And
Yeah, good job, man.
I know last week I was stumbling, okay?
You nailed it.
I know, I've been practicing.
Good job.
And we went And Lindsie got.
I also got it.
She
too.
also
I
got it,
also
so she
tried
might
it.
have some input as well with
Yes.
your experience.
Mhm.
So
I think that I should try it later today too, just to
Free
double check, triple check that
Yeah,
you guys are
I think so.
accurate.
Yeah, I think so.
So Emma gave us a little video. We're gonna watch that of her experience trying the new sandwich.
Okay, got the sandwich here. I didn't know it had jalapenos on it. I can smell them currently. I don't do well with spice, so that'll be fun. If not, my fiance's here and he will eat it. And he'll enjoy it. Okay, that's not what I expected that to look like. Kind of weird. Harry loves it though. Messy. The juice is good. Okay, let's see. Dang. That's good. I don't think I got a jalapeno though. I didn't. It's right on the edge. Okay, next bite, gotta have it. Hold on. Nope, still didn't get it. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna pause and just say I commend you for eating on camera. I know that it is not easy.
I am passing away. This is
Emma is passing away.
What? That was awesome.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You did it.
Great.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
We've
we
been
didn't even get the
educated.
jalapeno part, but the
Sorry, I had to just acknowledge that.
We should do a Jade.
If I have to eat on camera, I'll die.
The ASMR is so
I will
nice
eat.
too.
I'll
We're
eat
not
every
just
meal on camera if you want me to.
Hey, you're.
I'll start recording every meal.
Can we do a
We just play
mukbang
that.
Yeah.
next week?
Huh?
Next week's podcast is a mukbang
Yeah.
Mukbang?
What's
we
a
could do a
mukbang?
mukbang.
where everyone just eats.
That might
ramen.
make
You
me
just
sick.
get
Please.
trays and
Yeah.
trays
Yeah.
of food.
I love ramen.
All right, we'll go back and finish the video.
Oh dang. It does make the flavor really good. And it's not too spicy.
Did Andy get one too?
I may have spoken too soon.
He ate the rest of mine.
And
I
he
had,
did?
like, a few bites, and I knew he'd enjoy it more. So
Okay.
It's a little spicy, but like good spicy. It's really good. Very peppery, so you don't like peppers, you don't like, but dang. 7 out of 10.
There's the rating. 7 out of
there
10.
you go.
Okay.
That's not bad. So, Lindsie, what are your thoughts since you also tried
I
it?
tried it and I liked it, but I'll tell you the only reason I go to Chick-fil-A is for the Chick-fil-A sauce, and I felt like I couldn't eat it with Chick-fil-A sauce, so I said to Jaden, it was good, but I probably won't get it again because I can't not get a spicy chicken sandwich with Chick-fil-A sauce.
That's a good point.
That is a very good point.
Can I give my rating?
Yeah. You
I-
tried it too?
Yep. I think it's the best offering Chick-fil-A has ever put out in the history of Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
Mic drop.
Okay.
I'm with Sweeky on that one.
It's
You
You
awesome.
agree.
I am
But
in
can we
agreement.
It's
Talk about the shredded cheese.
That's the one thing I was gonna say.
Was it melted?
It
Why-
looks like
no.
it looks
Uh,
like mac and
why
cheese.
is it shredded?
That's what pimento is, though. That's what I'm pretty sure. That's what
I don't know.
that
Why?
stuff is. Yeah.
I think pimento's
up
a
just
type of
piment-
cheese.
There's no way it means shredded.
Yeah, pimento's a type of cheese, like
this spread that
Havarti,
was on it.
cheddar.
It is a spread.
Yeah.
But like
Oh, is it spreadable cheese?
with shredded cheddar, mayonnaise, and pimentos. So yeah, it is supposed to just
That's
be.
what the spread is.
That is so
Crazy.
weird.
That is
like
so
really, that
weird.
made me feel like they didn't cook the sandwich.
Yeah, I saw that the
Yeah.
cheese wasn't that melted. I was
It
like,
weird.
I don't know
It was
about
weird.
that.
Yeah.
I thought
That
it was
was
so
my
good.
understanding
I had
too.
the grilled one because I'm trying to
Oh.
diet and exercise right now.
Oh,
And
boy.
so I got the grilled one, and even the grilled one was awesome. I haven't even had the regular, so I might
We should go today.
I might break the thing and try it.
The
I
thing.
think the grilled was really
Have you-
good.
Yeah.
That
Have you
flavor.
tried the Wendy's one I mentioned
I
last
saw
No,
it
week?
I
on a
haven't yet.
commercial at work
Oh.
though, and I
Me
was like,
too.
"Oh my gosh, I
Anyway.
need to try that."
Yeah, I
Okay.
would say it's one of my favorite.
So 7 out of 10, definitely. It sounds like everyone says you should try it.
You should
All
try it.
tier. Yep,
Wasn't my favorite. I will say Wendy's did get me on a commercial the other day.
that's true.
They had
Lindsie is the queen of a commercial shows, and we have to go get it.
I do that too.
they showed
No
a
shame.
pumpkin spice frosty.
Oh.
So I said, okay, we're going to Wendy's today. I need to get it. And so I got it, and it was good. I didn't finish it. I'd rather get a vanilla frosty. Again,
You're a tough
it was
critic.
good, but I wouldn't get it again.
Okay, so same thing.
I feel like Vanilla Frosty is undefeated though.
Yeah, do you remember how life-changing that was when the Vanilla Frosty
yeah.
came out? I will never forget that time of life.
I think it came out before my first Wendy's experience, so
Oh.
it's all I've ever known.
Because when I was little, they only had chocolate.
Chocolate.
And then when vanilla came out, I was like,
You loved it that much.
Boy
huh?
loved that vanilla.
I loved
shit.
it. And when, so I went on a mission, believe it or not. And when I got home,
Not.
spicy nuggets were gone, and I almost cried in the
Are
drive-thru.
you
I was sitting there with
serious?
my mom, and they're like, "Well, we don't have those anymore." And there was no Wendy's where I went on my mission, and so I was like, "No
So
more
sad.
spicy nuggets." And then, thank
Where
God
did
for
it go?
Doja Cat. She bullied Wendy's into bringing them back.
And she bullied Taco Bell into bringing back
Oh,
the Mexican pizza.
Did she do both? Maybe I'm mixing it up.
She's
I
a
think she
queen.
only did. She for sure did Mexican pizza. I think I mixed it up. Someone else did spicy nuggets.
Probably me.
I have no idea.
Just kidding. It wasn't me. But that's the only thing I get at Wendy's. So.
They did put out a tweet, and it said like if this gets, it was an astronomical number. Like if this gets X amount of retweets or whatever, we'll bring them back. And it did it in like a few hours.
Oh,
And I bullied,
Oh,
I cyber bullied Wendy's multiple times and said, bring
and
back.
I bet they loved it. Their marketing is crazy.
Yeah, but they never replied to me because they're cowards.
yeah. they
I've
didn't-
also bullied Crumble for being cowards
they couldn't
too,
face the
for
wrath
not
of
bringing
Squeaky.
back cookies that I want. But I don't really eat Crumble anymore.
Squeaky's revenge.
I'm not afraid to bully cyberbully a restaurant to bring back a food that I
Don't
want.
tell the world that
How
you're.
dare they?
Don't tell the world that you like to cyberbully.
It's just a corporation. They can handle mean
Still
comments,
people.
and they're not mean. It's more just like, what the hell are you doing?
They've
Bring
got
back
like a 17-year-old.
my favorite offering.
Just what the hell are you
and
doing?
Chick-fil-A. You watch out. You watch out. If you take away that pimento cheese,
They're going to.
Oh,
It's
it's,
Yeah,
it's
I
going
feel
to be
like it's
gone.
a-
You're
not
gonna get
too
It's
long.
only a
cyberbullied.
seasonal thing.
Yeah.
cyberbullying coming your
You've
way.
been warned.
You've been warned.
Okay, awesome. So this week, me and Lindsie are actually going to report back. So, if you want to switch on over to me, Taylor. So, this Sunday they're doing. It's called the Toy Story Fun Day Football. So Disney has teamed up with the NFL. It seems like. And here's the details. So, what is Toy Story Fun Day Football? It brings the NFL experience to you through the lens of the Toy Story universe. The simulcast option brings a real-time, fully animated experience to the Jaguars vs. Falcons game, complete with appearances from classic Toy Story characters throughout the game. So it is going to be on October 1st this week, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Time on Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. So you can watch it on either of those. But it looks really interesting. Like as the game is going, they're pretty much going to have these little toy-looking figures that are going to be playing out the game. So we're going to watch it with Fletcher.
Yeah, that'll be
I think
fun.
it'll be awesome because he loves Toy Story. So if you have kids that like Toy Story, that's something that you should definitely check out this week. Seems really cool. So, okay.
I just want to add, NFL's doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love Go Niners, but that's really cool. They're doing a lot of this stuff. Like they do the Nickelodeon stuff. They're just
Mhm.
making it more accessible to
A wider audience.
a wider audience, and I think that's awesome because
Yep.
football is awesome.
Yeah, because we
Very
want to watch
special.
it with Fletcher, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't care that
I
much
know,
about
the whole
it.
time we're watch Cars, and we're like, we're watching football.
So I think this will be really fun to watch with him because it'll keep him entertained. So
I'm gonna come over and watch it too. I
We
feel like
can
it's
watch
gonna be
it.
satisfying. Like
Wait, didn't you say it's early? because it's in London. It's
9:30?
like 7:30 a.m.
Oh, is it the
9:30.
London
Usually the
game
London
they're doing?
games. Yeah.
So it's
usually
9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So
So
that would
that's
be 7:30
7:30
a.m. our time. Oh,
my.
gosh.
Well, like
Just
Fletcher wakes
record
up
it.
at 7.
You guys need to get YouTube TV.
I
Why's
got
that?
Fubo.
It's just really
We're
nice.
getting back on
Like,
Xfinity.
No, like our Survivor recorded last night on YouTube TV.
Really?
Yeah, we just didn't watch it because you guys didn't.
Or didn't record.
Yeah, we have DirecTV stream right now, but
Xfinity's the
Xfinity's
way
the
to
best.
go.
YouTube TV's the goat.
I got Fubo, and it's so expensive.
really?
Yeah, but it gives you like so many sports channels, so I need to delete all my other subscriptions. But it's crazy.
So check that out this week. I think that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So-
awesome. Go NFL.
All right, it's time to get to the meat.
We finally get into the
To the beefy, meaty part of this podcast, which is
Tea.
Tea. Spill the tea.
Spill the tea.
Tea. The tea.
Yeah.
Spill that tea.
Yeah.
Spill
Tea.
the
The
tea.
tea.
Spill
Spill
the
the
tea.
motherfucking tea, boy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Sorry.
Okay,
Anyone who's
awesome. So
Fire.
something really sad happened
not-
today.
Very sad.
I know. Gosh, why? Why does this have to happen? Yes, as you can tell.
Oh, wrong movie.
As you can tell by the song, someone has sadly passed away from Harry Potter, and it's Dumbledore.
Second Dumbledore that's died.
Oh my gosh.
Harry Potter, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Poor guy.
Yeah, so Michael Gambon, is that
I
how
don't
you
know.
say it? Do you guys know?
Harry, you're.
Maybe?
How do you say his name?
How do you say his name? Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I
Probably-
don't know.
Probably didn't do very
He's-
well. He's a British actor who played Dumbledore. He died at the age of 82.
It's a good age.
It's a good age.
Hey,
Yeah.
Give it up for our boy
that's a
Michael.
healthy way, you know. That's a life well lived. Brought joy to the hearts of millions.
And I was thinking about this the other day. I feel like we're going into an age where all the actors that we watched growing up
They're getting so
are getting
old.
so old. Like I saw Brad Pitt. I saw
Jim Carrey's
Jim
like
Carrey.
63.
I was just about to say Jim Carrey, and it's just like it really bums me
I
out
know.
because there was just that era where like all of those actors that
They were humming.
yeah, movies were amazing, and they're all just getting older, and we already lost a legend today. So it says here he was known for obviously Harry Potter. A statement issued by his family and by his publicist said he died following a bout of pneumonia.
Hmm.
Jeez,
Tough way to go.
That's sad.
that is sad. Can I tell a story?
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Because I remember another actor died from pneumonia, and I saw my dad, and I was telling him, "Yeah, this actor died," and he said, "How did he die? How did he die? How did he die?" And I said, "He died from something called pneumonia." And he looked at me and was like, "What are you talking about? What's pneumonia?" I'm like, "I don't know." And I pulled it up, and he's like, "That's pneumonia."
Oh no.
Language is so weird.
Oh,
Who writes?
no.
Who makes a word with the silent P?
No, no.
But until you see that and somebody says it, you would never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, those silent P's will get you.
He got me, man. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Pterodactyl.
Yeah. True.
Pterodactyl has a P?
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Are you kidding me?
I'm serious.
I can't.
Have you ever had pneumonia before? Anyone?
Yes.
No.
No,
I have.
It's vicious, man.
really.
I've had it
Yeah.
a couple times.
Oof.
It's rough.
But it says here, continuing their statement, we are devastated to announce the loss of Sir Michael Gambon.
He's a sir. He was knighted.
Wow.
He's Irish. So
Really?
It's surprising. But, I mean, probably.
Wow. What a king.
It says he died peacefully in the hospital with his wife Anne and son Fergus. I like that name. At his bedside, his family said. So I think we got to watch all the Harry Potters now.
I know. Although it was because the first one died, the first Dumbledore, and it was like a stark contrast because the first one
Yeah,
was so soft
Weren't,
spoken.
weren't they brothers? Or is that a myth?
I don't know.
But yeah, so I made a minute ago. I made that joke where in the fourth movie he comes running in and he's like, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" But in the book, he's like, and it says like, Dumbledore calmly asked Harry, "Did you put your name?" And I feel like I'm not saying I didn't like this Dumbledore, but I think the original one from 1 and 2 would have portrayed, and maybe it was the director who made him do that. And it's obviously not a big deal. It's just like a nitpicky thing, but it's just funny that I think that original Dumbledore would have played that more according to the book.
Interesting. So, yeah,
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the GOAT. That's crazy. So, okay, also dealing with Hollywood, kind of transitioning, the writer strike ended. Did it end today? Wednesday. Thank goodness. Is the actor strike still going?
No, I think they both ended, question mark. I
Okay.
don't know. But Stranger Things, their Twitter account, Stranger Writers, tweeted, "We're back." So they're definitely
really?
writing season 5 again. So I'm sure everyone else is chipping away at their writing too. But
Yeah,
Dune is still coming out in March. I think.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because of these strikes, I know. I didn't know either, Harry, until like
This
what?
is the first you're hearing of it?
No.
Oh.
I was just being silly. I knew.
Oh.
March. I didn't know March.
Yeah,
But-
they pushed it back because
Those
freaking
bastards.
they are bastards.
They really are.
Like they're so
How
greedy.
dare they?
They did that because they wanted us to be mad at the writers and the
Won't
actors.
happen.
Oh.
I'm
Won't
not
happen.
mad at
But
the
we
actors.
are not scabs.
We're not
Yeah.
scared.
We are strong.
We stand with the actors.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, writers and actors were on strike. Mainly to do with their residual, it sounded like, is like the biggest thing they were trying to, solve. Because with the age of AI right now, I mean, they could cast anybody, use their image, and there was nothing in their agreements that protected them from that. Because there were studios that were already using AI people that were doubles in other movies and putting them in new movies. But then that double doesn't get paid because they just use their likeness and image, right? So,
So wrong. Oh my
yeah.
God.
So I don't blame them, honestly, for going on strike because it's a different time and their contracts are so old. Like, it had none of this to protect them.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
it happens. The last time it happened was in like 04,
Yep.
05. Like if you watch Prison Break, season 4 like just takes a huge dive because they kept trying to produce it without writers. And when you try to produce something without writers, it's like shit.
Yeah. So a lot of movies are delayed. I mean, almost every movie I've seen, it's crazy, has been delayed. But it says the writer strike is over. WGA votes to lift strike order after 148 days.
What's WGA?
It's just
The Writers Guild of
the
America.
Writers Guild.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
And what's crazy is none of them were getting paid during that time.
That's crazy.
But I read a lot of the big dogs were putting in money, like donating money
Oh,
to
good.
help people pay. Like I can't really speak to who exactly, but I know like some of the higher earners that were out on the picket lines, like I don't know. They
So-
were helping pay bills and stuff.
Yeah, which is awesome. I did see a lot of actors stepping up to help.
Yeah, good for them.
Those that were struggling. So, because that's a long time to go
It's almost half a year.
unpaid, right?
Something kind of cool. This is the longest strike in Hollywood history by a long shot.
Really?
Yep.
So, and that's the thing. It was between the writers and the Hollywood studios, right? I think there's like the big six, which are the big
Yeah.
studios. There's Disney, there's Universal, Warner Brothers. So, I'm excited. I'm happy that it's over, but I'm also happy that they came to an agreement and did it, right? Like, honestly, I'm all for unions and because these corporations, they do have the power and they do have the control, and I think it's important for industries to have protections that protects them from new advances, right? I think that's the biggest issue here. So
Hell yeah.
It's awesome.
To the
One more
people.
comment on this. It's cool. It says the WGA released a statement that says, "We can say with great pride that this deal is exceptional, with meaningful gains and protections for riders in every sector of the membership."
That is awesome. So
That's excellent.
great job, riders. You did it.
Give it up
didn't
for
give in.
riders.
And to all those writers and actors that were scabs, shame on you.
Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Okay.
That was cool. We stopped at the same time.
All right. Also in the news, we have a British pilot. Uh-oh, Harry.
You want me to go on this one?
One of your own.
Yep, one of my fellow countrymen.
One of your fellow countrymen. Can I just read the title of this article?
You go for it. It's all
Okay.
yours.
Airlines married British Airways pilot Mike Beaton snorts coke off topless women,
Good
then
Lord.
tries to fly packed holiday plane to UK.
What a joker.
He ain't
What a
nothing
joke.
but a dog.
Absolute nutcase.
Holy
It's awesome.
shit.
Right? And I'm telling you, when I saw this, it took the wind out of me. Because I'm so scared to fly.
Oh no.
And the fact that there's pilots that I'm trusting, like you can't have a bad pilot. That's not an industry that you can have a bad apple in, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that it does happen scares.
Wait, what did he do? He just did some coke?
He did coke and then tried to fly a airline
12
commercial.
hours from Johannesburg, South Africa to
Well,
London.
I'm not going to advocate for
No.
drugs here, but if you want him doing any drugs, it's probably coke.
No.
None. Zero.
Taylor
I'm just saying.
Okay, Taylor. Freaking.
off of topless women.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yes, you did.
Oh, so that's
Now,
where he
here's
crossed
the
the
thing.
line.
Well, where
here's
were
the
they?
thing.
Were they in the cabin
and
with
he's
him?
married.
Here's
Were-
the thing is the
yeah, that's
title-
bad, but I'm just saying, like, he wasn't, like, doing meth or heroin or...
The title makes you think that he did it, like, in the cockpit. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
so it was before.
this was the night before.
Oh.
So basically, I'm not saying it's okay.
Oh
I'm
my
not-
gosh, you two are
No,
demons.
I don't want
I'm
to
not.
switch
I'm
sides.
just
I'm
giving-
coming over there.
I'm just giving
because-
context. I'm just giving context. Anyway, basically, he got caught out because he texted the details of it to his air stewardess. Or
And then they
air
drug
hostess.
tested him.
Well, no, she was like, that's not okay. Reported him. They cancelled the flight, and they flew him back to the UK and drug tested him there. And obviously, all the alcohol was still out of his system by that point, but the drugs wasn't. So he got done. But they like leaked all of his texts to this lady
Wow.
and stuff. And like,
Yeah, I mean, that's bad. I'm not advocating for drugs, but there are drugs that last a lot longer. So at least he wasn't really inebriated when flying the plane if he did it the night before.
well, in his words,
So that's got to make you feel safe.
in his words, he was up all night,
Doesn't feel
but
safe.
couldn't lift it. He like was up all night till 2 and couldn't lift his head like
Oh, man.
because he was so
He
smashed.
was on a bender.
He was smashed.
He was on a massive. It's more than just a bender by the sounds of it. It was like, anyway,
He
I
was
can read.
trolleyed.
He was trolleyed. He was trolleyed.
I love how this article says the pilot told his coworker that he met 2 local lads.
Yep.
At a nightclub in the city.
And a Welsh holidaymaker and a Spanish tourist.
And a young Spanish bird, he
Spanish
said.
bird. Yeah, those are his words from his text.
Oh my gosh.
He sounds like a right geezer.
He's a geezer for sure.
As a child.
But it's weird because I think like he kind of has been caught out even worse because it looks like the texts are to the air hostess, but he's married. But the air hostess is like replying, "Tell me everything. I hope it's even naughtier than us." So has he just been outed for an affair as well? Him and his wife run like a hot tub getaway thing in
Oh,
the south of
no.
England, and she's refused to comment. So I don't know,
Fair.
but maybe I don't know if he's. Yeah. Anyway, it's just weird, but yeah, the story's funny. So check it out. Otherwise, I can read it. What do you guys reckon?
No, we'll just keep going. I think
Yeah, I
we got
figured.
the
But
the
yeah,
gist of it all.
um,
So
he obviously has lost his licenses and everything, and turns out there's been actually loads of like cases with British Airways recently.
that's what I was
So
reading. It sounds like there's kind of an issue with
maybe
all the
fly
British Airway
elsewhere
pilots
that,
right
you
now.
know, don't trust us Brits to fly your plane. It's the underlying message here, I think.
Awesome. Okay, and from that we move on to another scandal. So we teased it a little bit last week, I think, or we might have even cut that out. But here in Utah, we have an organization called Underground Railroad, right?
Operation.
Oh, sorry, Operation Underground Railroad. And pretty much what it is they go and they rescue kids that are being trafficked, allegedly, right? That was the goal of Operation Underground Railroad. We've got Siri listening in.
My watch is trying to tell us
Watch
about
is
it.
passionate too.
But it's here in Utah. He is a prominent figure, I would
Yes.
say, right?
Yeah.
He's well known here, and he has some ties to the LDS or Mormon Church, right? So that's kind of setting the stage for this.
Harry.
Harry, you have something to comment about
Yeah,
it?
What's he well known for?
For starting this
Oh, this is like,
organization.
I
Is-
thought he
yeah.
was well known before.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
So he started this.
But he did work for the CIA before he started it,
Correct.
But
right?
he won't provide
Question mark?
what his actual job description
Gotcha.
was.
Oh.
Take it away.
So yeah, that's pretty much kind of the basis. There's this organization that's supposedly doing amazing things. Like even with us, we've donated thousands and thousands
Yeah,
of
'cause
dollars.
it sounds
Yeah,
nice.
it sounds amazing.
Rescuing these trafficked children.
In theory, right? And just recently, there's been a lot of scandal. It seems to be coming his way. So he just actually also released a movie called.
Sound of Freedom.
That's right, Sound of Freedom. So there's a lot of hype going on right now. If you're outside of Utah, it might not be as relevant, but it is very, very interesting because, yeah, when I saw him speak live once, I mean, he mentioned the church a lot in that speech he gave. So it seemed like he was very tied to that and used the church as kind of a boost board
Right.
for this organization because then members of the church obviously would back it as well. So take it away, Linz.
Okay. So for a while, a long time ago, I had seen some stuff about how maybe they weren't as transparent as we thought they were, and they weren't really doing what they say they were doing. So I started looking into Tim Ballard, and it started coming up. So people think because he's also running for Senate right now. Well, so he says, because Mitt Romney's stepping down, so people are saying that all this stuff is coming out because he's running for Senate. But I read about this probably like a year ago. So they've been reporting on it, but I think, and he's known about it, and I think they have to reach out and get his side of the story before it comes out, but he just refused to comment. So he knew it was coming out, but I think
What was coming out?
all this information about. So he got in trouble because, and they're doing an investigation now at OUR because some women came forward and to HR and said that he was.
Well, let's start at the beginning. I think you're jumping way too far ahead.
Oh, what do you mean?
Start with the first
Oh, yeah.
article
So
that
the first
came out.
article that came out,
So Vice released an article.
Vice released an article because there was an investigation about OUR going on in Davis County that was closed, and so they received a bunch of the documents, and the LDS Church and specifically Elder M. Russel Ballard was mentioned in these documents. So they reached out to the church for comment.
And who's M. Russel Ballard for people that don't
So
know?
he's an apostle. So there's a prophet who's the leader of the church, and then he has 12 apostles. And M. Russell Ballard is one of them, and he's the leader of the quorum of the 12 apostles.
So Vice News put out this article. It's titled "Mormon Church Denounces Tim Ballard's Morally Unacceptable Activities."
Yes.
And then the little summary, a church spokesperson tells Vice News that Ballard betrayed his friendship with a powerful leader who never authorized his name or the name of the church to be used for Tim's personal or financial interests. So from this article, it pretty much says that the church didn't agree with him using their name or his relationship with one of their leaders to boost this organization, right?
Yes, and so everyone's in an uproar in Utah right now because he was such a prominent figure in the church. So I think people are trying to figure out whether do they choose Tim Ballard's side or do they choose the church's side. And so a lot of people are just choosing to not believe it altogether. But a lot of news outlets have come out and said that the church sent them the exact same, what did they call it? Denunciation.
Mm-hmm.
And so people still don't want to believe it because they want to believe that Tim Ballard's a good guy, which...
Yeah,
Does
I
anyone have
mean,
comments?
they removed everything
Yeah.
from the website, from the church website.
Yeah,
All
talk about that.
Like, there was articles, like, I have screenshots from it all because I've seen it around on Reddit and stuff. Like, there were articles that talked about OUR, that talked about Tim Ballard, that talked about all these different things. And then after Vice put out their article, all this stuff went away. You can't find anything about Tim Ballard. You can't find anything about OUR on the church's website.
So they kind of washed
Yep.
the relation completely.
All washed. And, I mean, you can go look it up. So it's like
So that's just
That
more
sucks.
proof that
it's gone.
that they
That relationship
are
isn't
that it's
there.
severed.
Yeah. So
Also, my thinking is because Tim Ballard came out with a video saying, you know, why would the church do this? And he was surprised by it. But it's like if he was so close to Elder Ballard, why wouldn't he just call him up and be like, hey, what's up with this? But the church hasn't come out with anything. Elder Ballard hasn't come out with anything. Obviously, they haven't spoken, so their relationship really is severed, I would assume.
Yeah. So that's kind of the first part, right? Is
Right.
everyone's like, what's going on between the church and Operation Underground Railroad? And then Vice dropped a second article, right? And the title of that article is Tim Ballard's departure from Operation Underground Railroad followed sexual misconduct investigation.
Yeah, so they're currently investigating, and that's why Tim Ballard stepped away from OUR, was because these women were coming and saying that he would have them pretend to be his wife on these jumps that they would do as a ruse, and he would ask them to do like inappropriate things and say like, how far are you willing to go for these children, because we have to trick these traffickers, so we have to really look like we're married.
Oh no.
So that's kind of why people were coming to HR. But then he came out with a video saying like, oh, well, I have these women that say I wasn't inappropriate with them.
He's playing damage control.
Yes, for sure. But my thing is, so everyone was like, well, don't give away your ruse because then it's going to give it away to the traffickers. But it's like, he's already out there in the public, you know? You don't think these sex traffickers already know who he is because he's so public, and he brings film crews to film so that people can see what he's doing on these jumps. So it's like, anyways, it just all seems a little fishy to me. And I have read people's experiences that have been on these jumps, and they say it's not really... a lot of it seems fabricated, and it's all for like Tim's image and things like that. So I mean, obviously I feel like maybe it started out with good intentions, but maybe I don't know, I feel like sometimes fame and power can kind of get to people's heads a little bit.
Yeah.
But even the story that he tells of what started OUR about the little boy that was being trafficked that he rescued isn't true either. So, I don't know. You can look into it. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. He just exaggerates. He lies a lot. And so, I mean, I'm sorry if you like Tim Ballard, but I don't think he's very honest to begin with. Also, I do feel bad for him because he was so loyal to the church, and they kind of just were like...
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah.
And I did feel bad for that too, because he is like, that's his identity, right? And to have what you've kind of built your identity on to be pulled from you... yeah, I'm sure he's just, like I said, he's playing damage control right now heavily, right? Because not only is he no longer a part of OUR, but he's trying to start another organization. And I'm sure this publicity isn't making it easy on
Right.
him to raise money for that next venture, right?
Right, and I also read in another article that one of the employees of OUR came out and said, a former employer said that OUR doesn't even do these jumps anymore. Like, they don't go out and rescue kids anymore. So if you're donating to OUR, maybe look into it a little bit before you start spending your money, and maybe go to an organization that you know is actually doing some good. There was one other thing I was going to say. Oh yeah, and it just reminded me a lot of like of who did I bring up yesterday? R. Kelly. Not that they're the
Oh
same.
my gosh, Lindsay.
Not that they're the
R.
same.
Kelly? Fly like an eagle?
Not that they're the same person, like they do the same things, but the fact that all these people came out in support of R. Kelly after all these women had come out and said what he had done, and they chose to believe R. Kelly. Now he's in prison, so it's like,
Yeah.
so that's just what, and it reminds me of Ted Bundy.
Oh my God.
Ted
Well,
Bundy
no.
joined the church.
Yeah,
He
because
gets caught. He's in jail on trial, and the members of his church, his ward, come to support him because they say he's a good guy.
Is that real?
well,
It's
you
real.
can't.
Oh, I didn't.
Well,
Yeah, what
the
are your
thing
guys'
is-
thoughts?
The thing is, the church is so powerful, and you
Yes.
cannot. If Tim Ballard did any of these things, any good thing he's ever done with the church is not valid. He's not a good person. Good people don't intentionally hurt other women or whatever it is. Like, just because the church is so powerful, I don't care. Like, I mean, I do care. Like, I hope that none of this is true and, like, people are
Right.
just spiraling and saying things. But just because somebody does something good, that doesn't mean in any way it counteracts all of these bad
Right.
things that he's done. Like, I hope
Good
he
point.
saved a bunch of kids, and I hope that all of these allegations are not true. But, like, that doesn't, they don't balance like that. It's not how
Yeah.
good and bad things work.
What are you going to say, Harry?
I was just hoping for a little bit more context. So you said that sorry, I just haven't heard of it before.
This
so-
is great. We need a devil's
Yeah,
advocate
yeah.
to kind of pull some
No, like
info out.
this is less like I completely agree with everything you guys are saying. This is more just for my like interpretation of the story. So, what like was the ruse? Why would he even need them to pretend to be his wives?
So pretty much they do like a sting operation, right? So they go
Yeah.
into these foreign countries
Mhm.
and they would go to, they would ask around with the locals and try to figure out like where are they trafficking people or where are like prostitutes, right?
They
Or
would
s-
pretend to be like interested.
Oh,
They'd be
like they were
pretend to be
shopping.
Interested
shopping.
for children.
Oh,
right?
so much sense.
Yeah.
now.
And
Cool.
so he would go there and say, this is me and my wife, but his wife would be like an actress pretty much.
Okay.
Right? That would go with him and be undercover. So that's how they would get these guys. So they would do these undercover operations, sting operations.
But so he would have them pretend to be his wife because I did read an experience that someone had where they would go to like strip clubs and to get information.
Oh.
The person that told the story said that it seemed like they were having a
Sounds
little
like
bit
my
more
D&D
fun than,
campaign.
than just trying to get information because they were like drinking and stuff like that. And so he would use a wife so that because they would have these women come give him lap dances. And
Okay.
so he would use the ruse of a wife so that he could say, oh, well, my wife's here. Like, I don't want to participate, basically. So that was the main purpose.
makes
But
sense.
yeah, so
The whole situation, honestly,
Right.
makes me sick.
Yeah, it's
Between
a
the
mess.
woman
Like,
having to
there's-
fake and be
right.
with him and, like, all the kids, just everything, all the money.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it makes
but
me
there's
sick.
7 women that have come forward, probably more that because I mean, imagine because especially all these people that love Tim Ballard are hating on these women. Like people that get abused or are harassed. I feel like why would they come forward because they get so much hate and no one ever believes them. So it's
Yeah.
like it's hard. So I feel for these women they're super brave, I think, and I mean it's more than one, which I think is enough to prove that he probably wasn't doing the right things.
Yeah.
I have one thing I want to add real quick. I'm just glad that there's a dialogue about this now because, like when I was in college, everyone loved OUR and would do like rallies outside of the city hall and like one of my friends kind of brought it to my attention that like, there was issues like they have poor aftercare in OUR. When they rescue someone, they go back to just right back to the ring.
The system.
Yeah, the
right?
system.
They,
that
go
they
to the
just
same
left.
country
Yeah.
they were from.
Well,
or
what
do they-
happens is they rescue them, right?
And
But then what do you do with them once you rescue these
Right.
trafficked
Probably
people or
foster care,
kids,
right?
right?
And
Yeah.
so I just think it's good that there is actually, because before I didn't feel like I could say anything about Tim Ballard. Like everyone would put on their story like, "Who you are, man," and like, maybe it gets saved and becomes a good organization again. I don't know. What I'm saying is like I just didn't feel like I could speak up before and be like, Tim Ballard seems like a weird
Douche.
guy, like something's going on. But now I feel like, I mean, we're talking about it on our podcast. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it seems like we can say that now.
Right.
So that's just
Well, and
that's
also
cool.
too, like the church obviously was supporting Tim Ballard, so I mean their statement is slightly untruthful because they claim that they never supported Tim Ballard or OUR, but they had articles on their website about him,
Yes, that have been
they-
scrubbed.
right, that have been scrubbed, and Tim Ballard and Elder Ballard were very close. So I mean, the they're also a little bit should be held accountable as well.
I
Yep.
guess my question is, so you said that, what was like the time frame between Article 1 and 2 from Vice?
Like
Oh,
one day.
days.
Like
so
the first one came out, then the next day the sexual.
Okay. So maybe I misheard, but I thought you said like a year ago or something, so I didn't know if
No,
that
this is
person
all
was
within the
out.
last like 3 weeks.
But I had heard, so he stepped away from OUR, and this was before he decided to run for Senate. I had already read
Right.
that's why he stepped away from OUR, and before
Okay.
that, I had already heard that he was kind of exaggerating some of the stories of some of his jumps and how he started OUR, which is what Sound of Freedom is based on, is
So
like
that-
the main story.
That makes you think, that makes more sense, because I thought there was this big gap, which made me wonder why.
It's
the
all
church,
happening right
like-
now.
Yeah, I guess I was like, why did the church disassociate with him before? But if it was a day before,
Yeah.
then that makes sense.
So they knew that all this
Okay.
stuff was about to come out.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't think they
I
wanted to be
thought-
associated with it.
Okay, I misheard, and I thought you said there was like a big time gap. So I was
Yep,
like, why
sorry.
would the church? You know what I mean? Just because they used his name, but
Yeah.
if it's a day, that makes a
Yep.
lot more sense.
So Lindsie actually has to go, so she's gonna go pick
Yep,
up
right.
Fletcher, but we're gonna continue. We still got a lot of juicy
Bye,
stuff.
Lindsie.
Yeah.
See you, Queen. Awesome. So yeah, it's a wow, what a mess. Like, there's so many moving parts because you have the church, you have him. There's just a lot to it, and we'll see if he does run for Senate. I mean, after all of this, it sounds like he's going to. So, and he has a lot of big backers still backing him with that decision. So, Reyes, what's his name? Sean Reyes, right?
the Attorney General.
Yep, is backing him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Okay, let's jump into something a little bit lighter, I think. You know, that's kind of a
the tea.
spill the tea.
Lighter tea.
Lighter
light
tea.
Light, not dark tea.
All right, Meg, what do we got?
What do we got, Maggie?
It
Get
looks
us
like we're
going.
going to be talking about Alix and Alix from Call Her
spelled,
Daddy.
Spelled different.
Yeah, spelled different. One with the I, one with the E. But okay, so I'll try to say this really quick. Alex Cooper created a podcast in 2018, I think, called Call Her Daddy. Pretty much just like a podcast being very real with other women, like anything sexual, crazy things, funny college stories, like pretty much just like your basic crazy college girl just spilling everything about partying and just real life, how to do things, whatever. Like a virtual best friend. And she did really well with it, and it's been awesome for the last I don't know, few years, 5 years. And
Yeah, blew up.
yes,
Like,
huge.
quick.
Like Spotify signed her with like this huge contract. She was with Barstool Sports.
She was with Barstool Sports,
Was
right?
with
They signed
Barstool.
her, produced the podcast.
Yes.
Then when her contract was up, it sounded like Dave Portnoy was like, you should go somewhere else because we can't pay you what you're worth,
yes.
right? And then from that, she landed a huge deal with Spotify. But what's crazy is she had a co-host before, right? What was her name?
Sophia.
Sophia,
I hate
which
Sophia.
I have to say I am not the biggest fan of Sophia.
Yeah. Sophia, no one, I mean, she has a few people that followed her, but yeah, not a lot of people like Sophia.
Okay.
But
Okay, and then so she's got the Spotify deal, crushing it
yes.
over with Spotify.
Killing it.
Okay.
Killing it. And she's obviously out of college now because it's been a few years, and she just recently got engaged, which she preached her whole podcast like, boys suck, don't settle down. Like, you know, she's all over the place of saying like all
Her
these
podcast
stuff.
is called Call Her Daddy.
Literally Call
so-
Her Daddy. Like she holds the reins in relationships and stuff. So that's pretty much. So I think she's kind of trying to transition to being like kind of handing it off because she got engaged, wants to kind of start her life.
Okay.
So then comes this girl named Alix Earl, which I've been following forever. She's a Miami girl.
Is she an
She's-
influencer or what's
She's
kind
an
of her-
influencer. She
okay.
started on TikTok. About last year at this time, she had a few 100,000 followers, and now she has like 2 million on
Wow.
Instagram or something. She has so many followers. I think I should have looked at the exact number, but she has a lot of
A
followers.
shit
now.
ton.
Yes,
Yeah.
so many, and yeah. So within a year, she's gotten huge on everything. I don't know if you can pull up the second link.
Variety article.
Yes.
Okay, I'm there.
So this is So her, can you show it, please?
Yeah.
So this is the other Alix, which also I gotta add, they look very similar. So they look the
Whoa.
same, have the same name. This is Alix Earl.
So
the-
that's
the new
Alex
one.
Earl, not
Yes.
Alex Cooper.
Yes, this is Alix Earl. And so her branch
Whoa.
off is of the Call Her Daddy podcast, now called Unwell. And Alex Cooper, the original Alex, it's kind of confusing, has been saying, like, I'm unwell. I have one of her hoodies. It's like unwell. Like her merch has been unwell. So Alix Earl's now branch off is Hot Mess, like Unwell Network. But hers is like, yeah, the Hot Mess. You can kind of see it there. But yeah, anyway, it's just been really trending. Everybody's talking about it. It's a crazy collab. The girls.
So are they going to do a podcast together? Is that what the big news is?
So they did a big podcast together. I'm not quite
Just
sure
an
how
episode.
it's. They did an episode together, but I
Okay.
think it's Alex taking on this branch off of Hot Mess. So
Oh, so
it's
Alex
like
Earl
Unwell
now.
Network. So it's Call Her Daddy, Unwell Network, then Hot Mess, and there's also another girl, Madeline RG, I think is how you say her name, who is doing it too. So
So they have the
two branch offs. So yeah, here's
Unwell's the umbrella.
no. So
right?
Call Her Daddy is the huge umbrella. Then
Okay.
under that we have
Unwell.
Unwell, and then under that is Hot Mess, and then the other one is something else I can't quite remember, but that's kind of the tree now. So I think Alex Cooper's just kind of pushing it off so she can start her life, but like the girls love Alix Earl. Like
So Alex Earl
she's
an ally of us.
she's like
we
Charlie.
like her.
She's like
Okay.
Charlie growing, but like open about her acne, like a very open influencer who's beautiful and also like so real. Like she's a girl's
22
girl.
years old?
Yeah.
No
she's only
way.
22?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Holy cow.
And she seriously huge. Like she was at the Barbie premiere. She was at she's also dating Braxton Berrios.
Yeah, but she cheated on him.
No,
Yeah, she
didn't.
did.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
No, she didn't.
He just
she did.
hard launched her.
Yeah, he just hard launched her.
I don't know what that
Tell me
means.
who this is.
Braxton Berrios plays for the Dolphins.
He's a
And
receiver for the Dolphins.
yeah, and so just this last weekend.
This girl's hit the jackpot.
Yes,
Yeah.
and her family, she dives in on it. Sorry, I could go off forever, but she goes in on it, like all of these details. But turns out like her dad, the reason why she is so well known is because years ago her dad cheated on her mom with the mayor of New York. So that's
Rudy
kind of,
Giuliani?
so that's kind of how
This
I,
onion that keeps getting filled.
I know.
With Rudy?
What
I
mayor?
think-
The mayor of New York
Okay,
City?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she talks about it in her thing, and I was
Good
Allegedly,
Lord.
just in
Allegedly.
case. We don't want to get sued.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
just in case.
But
we don't know what mayor or what
and
city.
Alix shares very tender stuff about this moment and how it shaped her. So that was just like the start. Anyway, like that's how she kind of had a name, had money, like in Miami, whatever, or no, from Jersey, and yeah. So sorry, I'm
Interesting.
all over the place right now, but that's pretty much it. And it's just huge right now. Everybody loves it, loves listening to her, and they followed along with Alix for the last year, and she's created such a huge following. Yeah, now with the NFL player, and it's like Alex Cooper always dated hockey boys and was talking about hockey boys, so now like it's funny, like they're so similar, and sharing things is like, I don't know, it's awesome.
It's exciting
I
for
love
her.
it.
Holy cow.
She did cheat on him though.
No,
But
she
Well,
didn't.
We'll fact check
There's
that,
videos of it.
Harry.
Whatever
No,
happened.
they thought
might
she
have
was
been-
cheating.
they-
They thought.
they were, I guess they're like a casual relationship, but she did. There's literally videos of her kissing a 17-year-old boy at a party.
Oh, no, Meg.
Well,
They
whatever
went on
whatever
a date.
heresy Harry's coming with right now.
I'm just saying, don't yell. I'm just providing an insight.
Yeah, that's
It's literally
important
videos.
details,
He-
right?
Friend.
But they've.
I don't want to
He-
back our girl Alex.
Listen,
Hey.
They've both said.
Hey.
I'm going to finish real quick. But they went to the ESPYs together,
Kanye.
Braxton Berrios and Alix Earl, and then at the after party, there's videos of her kissing a 17-year-old. And
Damn.
their comments on it are that
What?
we're just not trying to be too serious. But I'm just giving you that insight.
That's
so
fair.
don't give me that. No, she's not. Because she's
Okay,
your friend. Because she
no,
did. And I've seen it.
I thought you were talking about early on. Braxton's old girlfriend was saying that Braxton cheated on her with Alix, which that's not true. As far as like Alix addressed all this in their first podcast, but I don't know. I haven't heard about the Alix or the 17-year-old girl.
Interesting.
Her
Braxton did just hard launch her on his Instagram.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He posted
So a
it,
soft launch is when like you're seeing someone and you like post
like their back, and you can't
like
see
their
who
back
it
or
is.
their hands
And you
or
don't
their
tag 'em.
head turned. And a hard launch is when you post a picture with them and they're tagged and they're in it.
Yes. Okay.
And he hard
So
launched
she's
her.
been hard launched.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. See if it also gains the same traction. So, also talking about relationships, can we just talk about Taylor Swift
Excuse me.
and Travis Kelce?
This is my segment.
I know. I'm leading into you.
Thought you were about to steal my thunder. Sorry.
No. Go
He
ahead.
was easy, boy. He was literally just asking.
Well,
Go
I've
ahead.
been, I've been real excited for
just
this one.
asking.
Taylor's
I'm
been
just
excited to talk about this.
Okay.
It's your turn.
So I was gonna talk about this last week, but we didn't have time. But it's a good thing that happened because we have new developments.
Okay.
So what do I have there on the screen? The first one is like, this is just all part of the story. The first one is,
Sorry.
it's just rumors at that point, right? And that TikTok, it's just like,
And his
Hmm.
brother is kind of leading on.
Oh,
saying-
it was when, yeah. So
Yeah.
Jason Kelce, after he played on Thursday night, Travis's brother, he was like, I don't know about Travis's personal life. We'll go to that real quick.
Yep.
So yeah, we don't have to watch it, but Jason kind of got called out there by Tony, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know anything about it." And then on the next clip, Jason also is on a radio talk show, and they ask him about it, and this was really big on TikTok for a day because Jason was like, "Oh yeah, no, I think they're really happy," but then he said, "Just kidding," but they cut it off. So for like a day,
Oh, wow.
TikTok was going crazy of like Jason confirmed it, right? And so it was just
So
rumors.
they cut it in a way.
Yeah, so like for a minute
Oh, my goodness.
everyone thought Jason like spilled the beans, spilled the tea. But then it was confirmed that that was false. And
Okay.
then on Sunday, I have the Sunday ticket and Red Zone and everything. I'm watching football, all right? I'm sitting there with my friend. And I'm a Swiftie. Hand to God, I'm a Swiftie.
Me too.
I love Taylor Swift.
Aren't we all? Raise your hand if you're a Taylor Swift fan.
Sure.
Okay.
Wait,
After a few
boss, was your
drinks,
hand
for
up?
sure.
Oh,
Team Kanye or Taylor? Right now, decide.
I mean, definitely Taylor over Kanye, I would
Dope.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why did you
absolutely.
say
But
that?
I don't know. I don't know
He's
much.
a Selener. He's a Selener.
I'm a Selener.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm on the
I love
Selener
Taylor
team.
Swift, and unfortunately, I didn't have the funds to go to Era's tour. Hopefully, we can go next year when she goes to Miami. Maybe
That would
Alex
be so
will be
fun.
there.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I saw her face on the screen next to Donna Kelce, Travis's mother,
Yeah.
what an
showbiz.
excellent moment
so
that was.
awesome. Oh my
That
gosh.
was awesome.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Go! Isn't that what she's?
Well, let me
shouted?
finish real
Yes,
quick.
she
Yeah,
does that.
when Travis scored a touchdown, you could see Taylor go, "Let's fucking go!" It was awesome. Read those lips, like what a queen, just there having a good time. And then they walked out together after, and as Travis said on the New Heights podcast, they slipped away in the Chevelle in his convertible. They drove away together, and yeah, it was just awesome. So go
Cool.
ahead, play devil's.
All right. Can you switch back to the picture of there we go. Can I just play devil's advocate with
Donna.
Donna and the fam?
Yeah.
Do you think it was a little annoying for them that she was there, or do you think they were like, stars in the eyes, right?
They
Like,
love the spotlight.
you
No,
think they loved
Yeah,
having her
think
in
about
the
whole
box
Super
with
Bowl
them?
Travis?
last year.
Travis and Jason talked about it on their podcast, and
What'd they say?
they said like Travis got real, like hearing him talk about it was like pretty cool, like even if this is all fake and he's just trying to say the right thing, but it seemed like he was telling the truth. And he was like, man, like he got all quiet, said it was just really cool to hear, because that's his box, everyone in there is
Yep.
he invited them. It was so cool to hear everyone talk about how nice she was and like how much fun they had with her. And
Okay.
like, he said that all his mom, like, and he's all, Ma said that she was so nice to be around. Like, I think it was a very good. Like,
Because my worry was that she was stealing so much of the spotlight.
oh, she definitely was. The broadcast cut to her over
I
and
know.
over and over
I know the
again.
NFL is like milking this for all it's worth.
Oh, I read that Travis Kelce's like uniform sales went up
Oh, yeah,
400%.
ridiculous. And they
Who's
sold,
buying them?
they
Way.
sold
The
more
the
tickets.
Swifties.
They've sold
And this was
more
the most
tickets
watched-
since that happened.
Oh my gosh.
Since the start of the season, like from
That's
that moment,
Yeah.
they sold more. But
Yeah,
And
so-
that was this
Yeah.
was the most watched football game ever, I think.
I
said.
don't know if
it's
it's
kind of
ever.
embarrassing.
Okay,
but-
well,
A little bit.
But it's boosting the
It
numbers.
definitely
Women are
boosted.
powerful.
But this Sunday night, the Kansas City Chiefs play against the New York Jets in, well, I guess they're in New Jersey, but it's in New York.
Yes.
And it's rumored that Taylor's going to be there. And that would be crazy.
I love all the memes about Patrick Mahomes' wife.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause
Brittany's
she-
like,
She loves the attention, and it's like all the memes about her, like, because she wasn't shown like at all
during the
during that
the
game,
broadcast.
because obviously Taylor's getting all the limelight now. But
Yeah, well, she deserves it. I
fun.
mean,
But the real question, I think, is did she put Travis Kelce, did she put Travis Kelce on the map?
I think so.
do not rage bait
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
That's a rage bait question. Anyone who asks you that's just trying to rile you up.
Well, Taylor's
Yeah,
rap.
man.
Also,
If you're
I just
watching
have to
this-
I
say,
also know both.
I hate the Chiefs, actually. Go Niners.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're supporting this.
I think
this
Travis Kelce and
matrimony.
Jason Kelce are awesome. Love the Kelces. Do not like either of the teams they play for because both of them have defeated the Niners in important games in the last 3 years, and that makes me really sad.
You guys want to know something cool? So back before I moved to America, I would go to the NFL games in London,
Hell yeah.
and first game I went to was Chiefs Lions,
Oh, wow.
and Travis Kelce scored like 3 touchdowns that game.
That's baller.
Wow.
So he's like the first player I've really like been like. Well, actually, Megatron played that game, but like,
That's awesome you got to see Megatron
yeah,
play.
it was wicked. But Kelce kind of stole the show, and so he's the kind of guy like that. He's been the guy I've known in football for like before I really got into it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Here's my
Yeah.
thoughts.
That's awesome.
I think Travis Kelce is flying a little too close to the sun.
You got Icarus over there.
I think we have an Icarus situation where he's reached this level where he's getting a little too close to the sun. And I think there's going to be a song that comes out in the next 2 to 3 years about a man in a red jersey. And she's not going to say it's him, but we're all going to know it's him. And the Swifties are going to turn just as fast on him as they did with who? Jalen Hall?
No, but it's all about the reaction of the man. Gyllenhaal. Swifties do not completely hate Gyllenhaal. They hate John Mayer. John Mayer because he's done personal attacks in response. Like he made Paper Doll, and he said a lot of different things. Jake Gyllenhaal, he did some bad things, but I think the Swifties have landed on he's a great actor and he's never spoken ill. He's just he took his lashes.
Okay.
He continued to be a great
All
actor.
I'm saying
and he
is
moved on.
I think it's a dangerous move to date Taylor Swift because I don't think she has the best track record with her exes staying.
yeah, I
in a
mean,
good
as
light
long
with
as
her.
If
he's
they're
as long
together
as he's
forever,
nice.
then you never have to worry about
True.
that.
Maybe he will be the
Maybe
I
one.
will
he's the one.
say
Like-
they did look rather awkward leaving the stadium.
Yeah,
Very.
it's like high school, man. They're like,
Yeah, but I heard that he threw a party afterwards, which sounded pretty fun, and he like bought out a restaurant.
yeah, no,
That's
she paid for everyone's meal, and they were like,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift just paid for your dinner. You have to leave.
Yeah, so
Wow.
good for them. Like they're having
Yep.
fun.
I hope it works out. I just hope he doesn't fly too close.
It's really, again, it's just about the aftermath. If they break up, if he's a nice guy and everything's chill, like Swifties don't hate her most recent ex because he was just kind of lame. Like
I don't even know who it
he
is.
was just kind of, I don't even know his name either, but like, they're just like whatever about him. Like, go ahead, man, go
One-
on your way as long as you don't say anything bad.
One thing I find kind of funny is like, obviously her tour's going on right now or whatever, and she was asked if she was going to play the Super Bowl, and she was like, probably not because like I don't think it would be good for like the game because the majority of people that go
It's
to the
true.
game would just be Taylor Swift fans, but now like that's kind of happening in another way anyway.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah,
going
no,
to the
I
games
mean-
just hoping to see her in the box and stuff.
Yeah,
so
like on
it's
Bussin'
kinda
with the
full
Boys.
circle.
That's a podcast. Like it's not Barstool, but anyway, they were talking about it. Like who's more famous, and it's definitely Taylor Swift.
Oh,
If you just
absolutely.
look
Oh,
at
no question.
if you just look
Come
at Instagram followers alone, the NFL account has 27 million. Do you know how many followers Taylor Swift has?
You want me to look it up?
Nope, I'll just tell you. 272 million.
Wow.
Also, the NFL bio literally says Taylor Swift was here. That's the NFL's
No
TikTok
way.
bio. Says
They're
that.
milking.
Yeah,
the
they're
account.
milking
crazy
that
that-
for
that,
all
like,
it's worth.
People like genuinely think that the Super Bowl is the biggest sporting event in the world, don't they? But football is
I
actually a
mean,
small sport.
I think if you're familiar with football,
Yeah.
then like I know that like the World Cup is a much grander stage.
Yeah.
Or like the
But
you're right. Not
a
everyone.
lot of
knows
people
that.
here in America that really like think football is massive.
Oh, I
But it's
thought the
actually,
Super
like-
Bowl was the biggest thing ever.
It is
Yeah.
here. I mean, in
Yeah,
America,
Here,
yes.
but honestly, like 2026, I think people will realize like when the World Cup's here, you know,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.
Cool.
But
Okay, I've heard enough Travis Kelce lately.
Go Niners.
All right, let's talk about Russell Brand.
Oh no.
Oh no is right. He is in a lot of hot water right now, and I think rightfully so because he did that, and we're going to talk about what that is. So, Harry, if you want to kind of set the stage for this one.
yeah, I'll set the stage.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a good discussion one. For those of you who don't know who Russell Brand is, English comedian, actor, writer, and more recently activist, conspiracy theorist guy. He dated Katy Perry.
They were married.
They were married,
They
man.
were married. Sorry. Yeah.
He
Anyway,
fumbled the bag.
he was on most notably Death on the Nile recently. He was in Despicable Me, and he was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So those are some things that you might know.
Yep.
But yeah, he does like conspiracies right now on YouTube, talking about like COVID and then the Hawaii fires and things like that. So a lot of his income, you know, is from TV, movies, and his online presence. Anyway, all of a sudden, like, 2 weeks ago now, probably?
Yep.
A bunch of accusations came out, like 4 or 5 accusations between 2006 and 2013, that he R-worded some individuals or essayed some individuals between that time. One of them when she was 16 years old and he was 31. That was in like 2006. But yeah, he responded and obviously denied everything. But I won't go into too much detail on it. But basically, since those allegations have come out, the police have only said that they're looking into it. So there's no official trial.
Yeah, they've opened an investigation.
Yeah, there's no, there's no evidence presented to anyone yet or anything like that. And this isn't me saying that he's innocent or whatever, but anyway. So he's been like, all of his income from British TV and film has been cancelled, as well as YouTube. So he's been completely demonetized in all of that. His tour has been cancelled, and he has no income. And it was revealed that who was she? She was someone in the British Parliament. I forget her name, but she wrote to like TikTok and Rumble and all of these, I think Twitter as well, and asked them to cancel his income from all of them. So it's kind of interesting, like, you talk about free speech and, the internet is a place where you can you know what I mean? Anyway, but the government is getting involved with all of these companies, and Rumble actually rejected their request, so, but like he's demonetized on YouTube and stuff, and all of that. So it's been a bit interesting to like see different people online discuss like the government's involvement in that, especially before any evidence or any charges have been verified, right? And so he actually was on British News a few days ago. I don't know if you guys saw that part. But he was asking people to subscribe to him personally to like fund him through these times. He was like,
Really?
he said on TV, he was
No
like,
way.
yeah, on British News. I think it was this morning on ITV, and he was like, yeah, if, to all my fans out there, if you'd subscribe like $48 a month or something
He's
like-
down bad then.
to like
That's
get him
crazy.
through, and it's like really interesting because. But yeah, I guess like that's the topic, right? It's like
Yep.
obviously we talked about
And I read the article that dropped,
yeah,
and I have to say, for me, it was enough to know he
yeah,
did it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. It is a bit not
Because
looking good for him.
one
that's
of the victims of him, they were kind of like dating, right? From what I understand, and he ended up R-wording her, right? And she told him when they, had intercourse before that she wanted him to wear a condom, right? That was important to her. But then she went over a second time to his house in LA. And he R-worded her at his house, and what was most compelling to me is she has texts from him saying, "I'm so sorry. I hope you'll be able to forgive me. Will you ever not see me as a monster?"
wow.
And she responded and said, "I wasn't expecting you to R-word me. Should I go get tested? I'm really worried now." And he's like, "You're probably fine. You don't need to get tested." Like, the texts honestly say enough for me. Like, he's responding. And what's
And you're
crazy is they've
probably
already
fine.
verified that number was his number. So there's no of this,
Yeah.
like, she fabricated those texts or any of that. They've literally confirmed that it was him, admitting that he
Yeah.
did that to her. So, and she has texts between her and her friend where she's saying, "This just happened. I'm so scared. What do I do?" And she ended up getting an R-word kit done that same day, that's what they tell you to do, right? Is like, if anything like that happens, go and get this kit done, because it literally proves what you're saying, right? It's not just your word against his at that point. So I think the evidence is strong, and I think a lot of these celebrities are scared. I bet
Yeah.
he's terrified, because look at that 70s show guy. What's his name?
Danny Masterson.
Danny Masterson. He is going to jail for probably 30 years, 20 to 30 years at this point. And I think these Hollywood stars are thinking, wow, like, I could actually go to jail for the rest of my
Oh,
life.
there's
Just
probably
because you
so
have money
many of them
doesn't mean you can
hiding.
be a shitty person.
Exactly.
Well, the issue is like they say 30 years, but then he'll probably find a way to pay himself out in 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So it's kind
But I'm glad that they're finally seeing consequences, not just community
yeah,
service.
no, for sure.
Yeah.
And
Right.
yeah, it's
He
definitely
doesn't
not
deserve
looking
that
good for him.
$48 a month if you do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
It's
say
really
please
weird.
don't
Golf
subscribe.
after that.
I know.
From
know.
he probably earns a crud ton of money, right? Or earned, right? So
Yeah.
he should
So
have
s-
saved
yeah.
at least
He probably spent it
And
all
to
on nice
ask, like,
stuff. Like,
normal people for money. That is so distasteful.
yeah.
Yeah.
On top of
I think he's a
On top
scumbag.
of the most distasteful.
F
thing
you, Russell
anyone
Brand.
can do.
You heard it here first.
You're
Russell
a piece
Brand.
of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. Honestly, it made me sick just reading, like, even the other woman, he like exposed himself to her while she's at work, and then goes and talks about it on the show. So the evidence is strong. I think if you're thinking, "Oh, why didn't they come out sooner?" Go read the article, because it definitely lays it out perfectly on like why they didn't. Because imagine, he's at the height of his stardom.
hmm
Lindsie talked about that. It's scary, right? When you're the one being abused and your abuser is this superstar, right? So,
well, okay, just a fun. Also, for every 100 essays, only 18 lead to an actual arrest. So, like,
wow.
why
That's
would you
sad.
actually report it if nothing's gonna happen, and then face all the backlash of people being like, "You're lying. You're not telling the truth. You're just doing it for attention." And yeah, this gets me really heated, but
This is
I
one of
will-
those
trying to be
moments.
chill.
Don't
Yes.
punch me,
I'm not-
Emma. Just kidding.
I'm not trying to be
Ugh.
I agree.
the tough thing is though is like I'm not arguing at all, but there are
I know
people
what
that
you're
do
gonna
lie,
say. Yeah.
you know? And like I'm
Yeah.
not saying that his accusers are lying, but like there's stuff like I mean there's no charges to people when it's proven that they lie, you know? And like you guys are probably going to hate me for saying this, but like I don't have a specific example off the top of my head, but there are for sure people that go to prison for 30 years that are completely innocent. you
Yeah.
know? And like, I guess that's kind of why it's. I agree that they should come out. And his argument in this case is like, oh, it's weird that they all came and accused me at the same time. But like, I think that only emphasizes like their.
But that's how
they need
cases
that
work,
support,
right?
You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
they need that support to do it together.
Who would believe
And
one, and people
so his-
might believe 5.
Yeah, his argument's like, oh,
Yep.
they're just conspiring against me. Like, that's bullshit in my eyes. But, like, I still think that a lot of men can be really unfairly done. I mean,
Yeah.
But I
That-
think
I'm not
that's def-
arguing with you
No,
guys.
I
at
agree
all.
that
I'm just
does
saying.
happen, but that can happen. I mean, I can go lie about anything right now and
It's-
try to get it to go through, but the amount of times that happens in comparison of other
Mhm.
people living in misery
No,
because
for
they're
sure.
too scared, I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like is so small. Like that ratio is so different.
I think the only ones that actually ever get somewhat in trouble is the ones that put themselves in sketchy situations. Like, you look at LeBron James, he's married his wife when he was like 20, and he's never had a single
Yeah, she's a real one.
allegation, never had a single, like, he's just been a good, like, say what you want about LeBron in terms of sports or whatever, but like, he has never had, and I think if you just never, these successful people and just regular people, like
yeah.
famous people, whatever, like, whether it doesn't matter the level of severity, like, some people put themselves in that situation where it does come into question and they get in trouble. And I think someone like LeBron, I mean, I don't know LeBron, but it seems like he's never put himself in a situation, and that's why he's never had people telling the truth or people lying, coming up
Yeah.
with all these things, accusing him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're always a respectful, just considerate, aware, like, yeah, like you said, just always being smart for yourself and respectful to everyone around you, like, where does something like that come up?
Yeah, I think it's what do they have to gain to say that they are abused? You know, is what I come back to. It's like, you know, I don't see a gain that they have from
Yeah,
that,
no,
right?
that's-
Yeah.
Because all they're gonna receive is hate and doubt, and you know they have to now go to trial if it does get to that, and they have to, you know, it.
It's
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I don't think people are, you know, seeking out these things. But yeah, you know that's
Yeah, no,
that's obviously happens, and like innocent people go to jail, and that makes me absolutely sick. But yeah, I think as far as this one though,
Yeah, no, this one's.
I think it's signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah.
Honestly, so okay, thanks for doing that research on that one, Harry.
Thanks, Harry.
So, as far as what do we want to hit on next, guys? I say we hit on maybe one or two more. So we've got Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner divorce. We got Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, and we got the Roman Empire. Should we end on Roman Empire?
Yeah, let's switch it up because
Should
we've
we
been
switch
on
it
some
up?
very
Let's
deep
go
subjects.
to Roman and some rolling.
Okay,
Be the vibe.
we'll do that. So Emma, if you want to, can I just? What is this Roman
Well,
Empire
let me
thing?
tell you.
Emma,
I
needs
got
to
you, boy.
ask. No,
I'm
wait, stop
confused.
talking.
Hold
stop
up, hold up,
talking.
hold up.
Yeah, we gotta let
Okay,
Emma do her thing.
Emma,
Harry.
ask.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
I don't. I just.
You don't.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You don't think about the Roman Empire.
No.
Okay, cool. Taylor, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Before this trend,
What? There is no trend. Just answer the question.
oh, well, sorry. It's hard to, like, piece it. I mean, all the time. At least once a week. Anytime someone gets a C-section or anytime I have Little Caesars pizza.
Once a week. C-section and Little Caesars once a week.
Those are just those are two key times.
Cheating.
Anytime I flush the toilet, anytime,
Oh, yeah.
What?
yeah, anytime I ride in a car.
Just be on. Don't think too hard
So,
about
Jaden,
it.
how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
I've seen the trend, obviously, right? And I'm confused. Is
Don't
it like
think
one of
about the
those
trend.
tests? You know, when you go to like a psychiatrist and they hold up those ink blobs. Is this like, what are those? What is that test called, Taylor?
I don't know. I
I
don't even
need
know
to go
what
to
you're
a
talking about.
psychiatrist.
And
but I
they say
haven't.
like, what does this look like? And you're like, oh, that looks like a dog, but it's just like a blob.
Never.
Right?
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about,
I don't know
though.
what you're talking about,
right?
no.
Is it like that? I'm scared to answer
no,
because
it's not, at all.
it's not a
literally just
judgment
for
of like who I am.
Not at
No.
all. No.
It's just
It's just for fun.
It feels like one of those though. Like it feels like the other
I know.
men are gonna comment and be like, "You're a fool."
No.
I feel like
No, I don't
there's
think-
like a.
Answer, and then I'll explain
Answer,
it.
and then
It's
Emma
all
can
good
explain.
things. It's
Like,
a good.
how
It's
often
good.
do you
Okay,
never
how
think-
often do I think of what?
The Roman Empire.
The Roman
This
Empire.
could be Caesar. This could be like
Jesus Christ. This could be.
Like this could be every day.
Wow,
you
I
could
didn't
say
think about that
never.
one.
You could say.
I would say never.
That's what
Okay,
I'm
well,
saying. I
anytime
don't
you
get
think
it.
about Christmas, you're thinking about the Roman Empire.
No.
But I don't
you're
think
thinking
that's
too
what
hard.
this is,
Anytime you
right?
think about the birth of Jesus.
Like, is this that meta?
Okay.
No, it is. Literally, anytime so many things came from the Roman Empire.
Yeah, but I
and you
think-
may not be thinking about the Roman Empire, but
Mm.
you are.
Okay, Emma,
Yeah, but-
I've got to know
Question.
what is this?
Yeah.
Okay, so some TikToker, I think it was a TikToker. Let me consult my notes here. But TikToker, let's see. She posted something. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, TikToker guy. He's like, women, you don't understand how often the men in your life think about the Roman Empire. And this started like a snowball of women asking their boyfriends, husbands, brothers, fathers,
I
like,
see.
how often do you think about it? And the results were wild, like absolutely insane. Apparently, it's like always on men's minds,
Here's what.
generally speaking.
Here's my thought. I think the men have seen the trend,
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I'm not gonna play
No.
along.
and I think they're just saying every day.
No, I'm
No,
not.
no,
I'm
no.
honestly not playing along. Like the Roman Empire lasted for thousands of years.
But thinking specifically about
Yeah, I
the
don't
Roman
correlate.
Empire,
Yes. Okay. All right. You know
you
what?
know, because if it's that meta, it's like the Roman Empire invented what roads. Like,
Well, I
you think
don't-
of a road, you're thinking of the Roman Empire. I don't.
I'm not.
And-
know.
and
I wouldn't-
plumbing
I wouldn't
system.
say it's that specific.
I'm not correlating it. Like what
Me
you're
neither.
saying is every time you flush the toilet, you're correlating in your mind. You're
Okay.
like, wow,
Here.
the Roman Empire. If I think of
Not
flushing the toilet, I'm
necessarily.
just thinking of the
But
toilet.
if you're counting that, I don't think
If
that
you're-
counts.
I'm just saying. I was
That's what-
more
that's
just.
what I'm
I was
saying,
more just
like-
saying, like the Roman Empire, literally built the world. Like it lasted for thousands of years. Like I don't want to hijack this, Emma. You can keep going.
I have evidence.
Okay.
So, one of my favorite Instagrammers, Style Fit Fatty is her handle. Her name's, how do you say the name? Help.
Fatima.
Fatima?
Fatima.
Fatima Diedrichsen, Fatima, whatever. She goes by Fatty. She's amazing. We love her. But she asked all of her followers to ask their husbands and wives, brothers. No, not wives. All the men in their life.
All the men.
right?
Yep.
And she got tons of responses. Some of them were never. But then other ones, I'd say at least once a day is accurate. And the wife is like, oh, why? And he says, how can you not? The language, architecture, politics, military, government politics, etc., etc. Another one, daily for sure. What a great empire they had. Definitely daily. Odo something something was such a powerful man to be able to overthrow the regime of Romulus with such brutality.
But no way. Switch to me, Taylor.
Sounds like a
There's
game.
no way that these men are thinking about the actual Roman
That's what
Empire
I'm saying.
daily. That is like an obsession. There's nothing I really think about consistently daily. Like
Facts.
a
Yeah.
Besides
topic,
why we
you know,
drink.
something like that, right?
All I think
Like
about daily is you guys.
there's not something I'm like every day just
It's every
reminiscing
day,
on,
bro.
right?
I have more.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
Just asked my husband, and he said, twice so far today. How often do you think about it? Just asked my husband, and now I'm getting history lesson. Thanks. My husband said, probably more often than I should. Like the other day, I was thinking about how they did the seats in the Colosseum.
No way, dude.
My husband just said never.
Dude.
He has time for that. So there's different ones.
That's crazy
But,
though.
like, people do. My husband doesn't just think about it. He brings it up in casual conversation like 7 times a day, then goes on a history rant. He'll hold poor wait staff at restaurants in an unsolicited history lecture hostage when they're just trying to pay rent.
I am mind
There's more.
blown.
There's like
That's
20
crazy.
more pages of this.
That's crazy.
So people are like, it's a really distinct and
But what does that
interesting
say
difference
about
between
me
men and
then?
women.
That's what I'm thinking.
What does that say about me if
You're a failure of a man.
I'm
Jaden,
holding so much
basically.
in right now that I want to say about the Roman Empire. You
Why
guys,
are you a ticking
guys
bomb
th-
right now?
you
do
guys
you feel
think-
like I'm gaslighting you, Taylor?
I feel like a little bit because
I'm
you're-
just- I
you're
can't
saying-
believe it.
You're saying that people like me like are going with it and like trying to say, but like the Roman Empire literally shaped the world. Like
It did.
Constantine, the Roman emperor.
Wait, pause. They're not saying. Okay, Jaiden's not saying. I'm being neutral here. Even though this
Yes,
isn't an
Meg,
argument,
say
I don't know
it.
why this is a neutral.
Preach,
Preach.
Why this is an
because
argument.
I know what you're about saying. Yes.
Jaiden's not saying that the Roman Empire means nothing. He's not saying that it's not good. He's not saying that he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't think about it. He's saying that he wakes up every day, works hard at work, does his work, cares about his family, and goes to sleep. And he doesn't think, like, when he goes to use the bathroom, he's not like, oh my
Okay,
God.
and I don't
Thank
flush
the
the
Lord for
toilet too.
Julius Caesar.
I was
I know,
mostly
but-
kidding.
but-
Yeah,
but
I'm
the
not like-
approach you were taking
The magnitude
sounded
of
like-
the Roman Empire is not at question with me, right? As far as like the influence and the impact that they had on society and culture, I think it's more so. Yeah, it's so
I
specific to
personally-
think about every day.
Personally, I just ponder sometimes things that happened in the Roman Empire. Like I was saying a second ago, Constantine was the emperor, and he got to decide for the whole Western Roman Empire what the religion was going to be. So he had a bunch of different missionaries come and teach him and tell
What you
him
think about Constantine?
Well, let me finish real quick. Constantine chose Christianity. And if Constantine didn't choose Christianity, the whole Western world wouldn't be Christian. He almost chose Islamic, and the whole Western world would have. So things like that sometimes
beautiful.
cross my mind.
But you think about that.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, damn, we are all Christians. in the
Because of
Western world.
Constantine.
Because of Constantine. Like,
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
and a minute ago I brought up a C-section, a cesarean section, because Caesar, when he had a baby, Augustus Caesar, that was the first time a baby was cut out in that fashion. And so it's been named that forever. And July, Julius, August, Augustus. Like, there are so many things.
But making that connection
Yeah.
seems like a stretch to me. I'm not saying you don't, right? I'm not saying that. What I am saying is it just seems like a freaking huge stretch to say that all of these men are daily thinking, what month are we in? July? Julius, and
That's why it blew
I flushed
up.
my toilet. The plumbing system
Yeah,
came from
like
Rome.
that. But
That's
that's
why
crazy.
this is so crazy
you
is
know?
because
Or-
who thinks about
And I
it, who
think the
doesn't.
reason, like,
Crazy.
the reason I'm not like that I'm having that thought is just because I don't. It's hard for me to put I don't think about anything that consistent, right? Like
I'm with you.
sports, anything. It doesn't come into my mind daily. I wouldn't say. I don't make connections to things in history, but
Yeah, like I love history and I love reading about history
same.
and I love all of that, but like I don't my brain doesn't correlate anything like that. Like in the same essence I could be washing my hands and
Yeah.
thinking, wow, Florence Nightingale.
I just think
What
once
a woman.
I
But
just
you
think
don't.
But I
once-
don't.
And
Like
they
my
do.
brain and
That's the
crazy.
crazy part.
Yeah, and I believe you, Taylor.
I
That
just
is
think
just
once
crazy.
you start to look for things like that, then it's like, damn, like the Romans invented this. That's crazy. Like
Yes. Yes.
you start to think of these things that you're like, you notice it, and
But that goes back to my first point. I think that some of these men didn't think about the Roman Empire as much, but now that it's a thing, they're like starting to recognize Roman
Even
Empire
how
stuff,
much they
right?
think
More
about it.
often, and so maybe it's
Yeah.
more relevant now.
And I think that some of them, like, I feel like that text talking about how powerful
Yeah.
that one was, he's seen his friend reply in the group chat and thought,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I don't want to feel like a loser if I don't think about the Roman Empire, so I'm going to put some
And I'm-
bullshit comment about an emperor that I definitely don't think about daily, but just do you know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
they're just playing up to it.
yeah,
some
and
of
I'm
them.
not playing that card. I do not think about the Roman Empire daily.
No, and most of them
I'm-
didn't say daily.
You don't.
Yeah,
no,
I'm
I'm
saying
daily.
not daily.
But
Like
it
once
a
does
week
come to my
or-
mind
Okay,
when
I
like
can believe that a little
it
bit
comes
more.
to my mind when something reminds me of it. Like they built 6-story buildings
Our roads.
thousands of years ago. Like that is crazy. They built the Colosseum. Like I've been to the Colosseum. It's incredible. Like
It
that
is.
they built that so long ago, you know?
I love it, man. I love it. I think it's just crazy to me.
And I think what is really interesting about the Roman Empire is when you start to think about the distance between things. Like when Cleopatra was with Mark Antony was 1,000 years before Constantine. I don't know the exact numbers, but like it was years apart, and that's how long the Roman Empire lasted for. Jesus happened during the Roman Empire, like the birth and death, and
Yeah.
the Bible, all is the Roman Empire. If you've read the Bible, you've read about the Roman Empire. Like Pompeii, when it got destroyed by Mount Vesuvius, like all these things are.
Yeah, because I saw someone, he was just answering the question himself on his Instagram page, and he like had a sword, like a Spartan-made type sword, and he had like a saying in Greek or whatever, Latin or whatever they spoke, right? Like, and I was like, dang, like there are people out there, right? But
Yeah, and I'm not one of those people. I
yeah.
just mean like once you start to notice it, like the Roman Empire definitely affected
Everything.
everything.
Really.
Yep. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I've been wondering.
Now you know.
I've been wondering what's what with that, because I kept seeing it and I did not believe anybody. But
Yeah, I felt
maybe.
like I was missing something. For
Yeah,
sure.
I felt
wasn't
like I
in
was-
on the joke. Or
Yep.
Whatever.
okay, that was really interesting though. So I think that's all the tea for today.
The tea has been
was so
spilled. The
goddamn
tea
hot.
has been spilled. The tea.
Spilled.
It's nice and sweet, sweet,
It
sweet
has
tea.
been spilled.
It's been spilled, spilled the tea.
Okay. That was awesome. I love that. So, just to kind of wrap up the show, subscribe. I think we've said that 8 times now. And if you're one of the
Please,
people,
please. For the love of the Roman Empire.
if you're watching on your
Subscribe.
phone, just turn it up, straight up and down, and hit that subscribe button.
And thank you to all the people who have subscribed.
Yes.
We have
Yeah.
gotten a number of subscribers recently, and that's awesome. Thank you for the support.
Been awesome. Okay. Another thing is you can click on the link in this video if you would like to submit something for us to try during the report back segment. So be sure to do that. Tune in next Tuesday for the next episode of Between Us. We're getting tons of good feedback on that podcast, and it's been really fun for me and Lindsie to open the door and kind of open our hearts, honestly, I feel like, during that podcast, and just be really vulnerable in a great way. I think it's a really awesome podcast that you should check out. And lastly, just tune in next week for the next episode of Jaiden's Basement. We're going to keep up with all the trends, different news segments, you name it. We're going to cover it. So thank you guys so much for watching and supporting Why We Dream.
Dream, 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 dream. Keep why you dream. Why do you dream? This is why we dream. Dream, 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 dream.
Thank you.
Echo